Welcome to Bigfoot Adventures. Have you ever had a Bigfoot sighting? If you have and you don't want to let anybody know that it was you that saw him, or you're afraid to tell your story because you're afraid of you being made fun of, I'd be glad to tell your story for you. All you have to do is email me your story at bigfootadventures411@gmail.com. Let me know what you want me to say, what you don't want me to say, and I can put your story out there so other people can hear about it without you being identified. This story is about a Bigfoot sighting that happened near Eden, Vermont on August 6, 2019. And this was a retired nurse that saw this Bigfoot, and she was a former private pilot as well. She said her vision is very good, 2015, and she was not mistaken by what she saw. She said it was around 10:15 a.m. She said it was definitely not a bear because they've had bears in their yard eating out of the bird feeder, and she's seen the way they stand when they stand up, to reach the bird food and stuff. But she said it was her little small Chihuahua would just keep barking and barking and barking and looking down the road, and he was sitting in a cage, an open cage that he liked to sit in. So she looked down the road, and when she looked down the road, she saw something that looked like a humanoid figure that was all black, and it was walking on two legs. Well, she watched this thing for about 12 seconds as it walked past her driveway. She said it was bent over about halfway, then stood up straight. It had very long arms and really no neck. She said the head was angled but round. She said at first she thought it was a chimp, but realized that this was no chimp because of the way it was walking. So she continued to watch it, and then it disappeared behind some trees. So she went and got an air horn, and she walked 200 feet down to the end of the road where her cabin is to see if she could still see it and maybe scare it away with an air horn. Well, when she got down to the road, it was nowhere to be found. She couldn't see it anywhere. It just totally disappeared. So later that day, she decided she would take her dog down and see if she could see where this thing went and see if she could find any prints. She said this same dog would bust through the door, the screen door, just to get at the bears that would come to the bird feeders. But this same dog now was shaken and did not want to go down where she was taking it. On the way down there, she said the road was kind of gravel but real dry, and she could see 3 clear heel prints, but she couldn't see toes because it was so dry. But she could see in the weeds where something had walked through and mashed down the grass and the weeds, going into a ditch to go onto the other side to get into the woods. She said this was a very remote area, and she had one neighbor who was not there for the season yet. So she really thinks this was a Bigfoot she saw. And from what I've been reading, there's been lots of people that have heard knocks and screams and odd things coming from the woods in this area. And there's been other sightings as well. But I thought it was an interesting story. I wanted you to know about it. And this was in Vermont. And this was only in 2019, so not so long ago. I appreciate you watching, and thanks for listening. Until next time, see you then.